What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the NBA Slate Starter podcast. I'm Eric, joined with my buddy Ryan as we break down Monday's 7. There it is. I forgot for a second. 7-game NBA DFS slate on DraftKings, FanDuel, and our sponsor, Yahoo. The NFL slate was wild. Most end of the season, regular season, week 17, now week 18s are wild. But NBA was pretty wild today, too. We had to wait forever for news that came out after the 7 games that had already started previously. Memphis, all 3 guys are fine to go here. But the big news, Draymond Green played 8 seconds of a basketball game before checking out because he wanted to commemorate Klay Thompson through being on the floor. I don't understand it all. Ryan, how's your night going?
Yeah, I have no idea how my night will end up. I thought the key was finding a way to get in Luka because it came out right before lock, I believe. And I thought it was really important to make sure to get him in that first set before any game started. So I found a way to do that, but I don't think it will matter as much as Kyle Kuzma puts up a 2020 performance. Shout out to Barbara Walters, but Kyle Kuzma puts on a Barbara Walters performance. That's pretty impressive.
Are we really going to be paying like $8,500 for Kyle Kuzma next time up?
If he's going to put up Barbara Walters performances, I mean, he's $4,000 too cheap at that point.
He's not Moses Malone. Okay, this is settle down over there.
Trust me. If there's anyone who hates Kyle Kuzma, I'm the president of the Kyle Kuzma.
The Buddy Hield of your life,
huh?
The Buddy Hield of your life.
The
equivalent to me, Buddy Hield. How much I hate this man. I have a little bit tonight. Just throwing it out there.
I mean that's going to happen. And then Pascal Siakam showed why he's an all-star caliber player. It was a good day if you had your pivots ready to go. But there is a pretty big late-night hammer in LeBron James and Ja Morant. Last time these two faced off, they combined for 130 fantasy points. Or no, sorry, 138 fantasy points, if I'm not mistaken. So a lot of boxes are checked for them to have a close to that performance yet again.
My 3 highest-owned studs, Ja Morant, Russell Westbrook, and LeBron James. So that's what I'm hoping for. I played a lot more over on FD and Yahoo today. So DK, I don't know the equivalent. I have like a couple there just because, you're on a live before lock on a Sunday afternoon. You should probably help people because, for whatever reason, that's the best site. But Yahoo's the site you need to be playing on right now. Lowest rake around the industry. I say it all the time. I'll say it again here now. We'll talk about them later in the program. But if you haven't signed up over there, you need to be because it's just outrageous. And so I'm looking at a lot of their contests for tomorrow. It's going to be fun. There's no more Monday Night Football. So I have a feeling NBA contests are only going to go up over there. They're only going to go up everywhere. So, coming off of a nice week here for me, Ryan always has a nice week. So that's just how it works. We're going to keep that momentum going into NBA. You ready to get talking about the 7-gamer? My, I don't want to say friend. I've been saying friend a lot. Obviously, dude's off the table. You ready to get going, my brosif?
Wow. Let's ride.
I had to find something else. 10-5, James Harden. They're in Portland. That should mean Kyrie Irving's active. That makes 10-5 for James Harden really difficult. However, Portland is a fantastic matchup here. So, again, Kyrie Irving, he's 8,800 over on DK. That's going to be tough to get to. But DeJounte Murray now sub 10K. He's 9,700 coming off of being 9,800 last slate. So, kind of hovering around that area. Knicks, not the best matchup, but players in the Garden, confirmed thing. Studs in the Garden, but whatever. Donovan Mitchell, 9,400 there going up against Detroit. That's an expensive tag, but once again, these Utah guys, Joe Ingles going to continue to be out. Rudy Gay's out. Malik Fitz. Elijah Hughes now. It's weird that would matter, but shout out to Elijah Hughes, the king of the hour on Friday's slate. But what are you kind of looking at doing at the top end of guard?
Top end of guard, Donovan Mitchell in a Detroit matchup. I love Donovan Mitchell in a Detroit matchup. I think there's a lot of ways for him to be rock solid. Just lack of bodies. I know lack of depth is probably the best way to say it there and for Utah, but I think Donovan Mitchell can definitely outscore Harden at that price tag outright. Pivoting to LaMelo Ball in a Milwaukee matchup. LaMelo Ball got in serious foul trouble last game, so he didn't play as well. I like going to $9,300 LaMelo Ball quite a bit. This is going to keep DeJounte Murray on kind of an island at $9,700. He's been great all season long, and I've just been slowly creeping up to the field as he continues to prove me wrong over and over again. But that's DeJounte Murray for you this season. And if you were on it early, things have been going really well for your NBA DFS season. Kyrie Irving at 8.8. If he's off that minutes cap, which I think he could be, he could definitely pop off in 30 minutes of play. And a Portland matchup that should be pretty easy, as they don't have to worry about Dame Lillard, as Dame Lillard will be out on this road trip. So he's going to be out for the next 8 games. Wouldn't shock me. I've been indicating this for some time, that Dame Lillard might be done for the foreseeable.
You have been ahead of the curve on Damian Lillard. I've started to use that take as my own. I'm just going to be dead honest in my friend groups and stuff. I'm like, I don't think Damian Lillard's coming back, and I keep looking really smart because of you. So thank you.
You're welcome. You can Venmo me at Rinpack as well.
Yeah, so. No, I'll just stay in your group chat too. It's fine.
Cade Cunningham, 7,700 on the opposite side of things. Cade Cunningham has kind of slowed down a little bit. I expect to turn things around. The minutes should be there for Cade Cunningham. They're just going to keep rolling him out. I have no concerns about Cade. Jaylen Brown's too expensive, I think, just bouncing around there. Important news in Indiana is to see what happens with Malcolm Brogdon. De'Aaron Fox was questionable today, but he's going to go. It's a back-to-back. We'll see what ends up happening for De'Aaron Fox on the back-to-back. But there's a ton of low, cheaper options that we should be considering. With no Norm Powell, Ben Mclemore is going to be the value du jour tomorrow against Brooklyn at $3,300. Makes a ton of sense to go to Ben Mclemore. Around his price tag, we have Josh Primo, $3,600. If there is no De'Aaron Fox tomorrow, Davion Mitchell, $3,200. Davion Mitchell's kind of already in play with such a cheap price tag. So these are some really cheap price players that you should be taking your chances on. I think the mid-tier, the Utah guys make sense, Conley and Clarkson. I prefer Clarkson to Conley. And Kevin Porter Jr., he's been frustrating of late, but this guy has 40-point upside. So I've been chasing that for some time with KPJ.
Yep, we continue to chase it. I got to ask, is it, in the event that Karis LeVert's out and Malcolm Brogdon's out, is it Lance Stevenson's season?
Nah, bro. Get out of here. I can't believe he put up
54 fantasy points, 7 for 12 with 14 assists. What planet are we on where Lance Stevenson gets 14 assists ever?
Yeah, he did that with also Duarte coming back. Once Duarte was ruled in, man, I just couldn't see this guy playing. And this guy played so well, and he's got a contract for the rest of the season, which is even insane. He's going to be definitely on Mass Ave in Indianapolis quite a bit. Definitely dining and whining and dining with that season-long contract. But damn, I cannot believe he has earned a season-long contract.
Yeah.
But
that's what I'm saying.
People won a lot of money with him the other night, and I was in one of them, full disclosure.
He's going to be popular.
I mean, he can be popular, but I didn't dance with him last time, and I won't be dancing with him tomorrow. So,
it's very sad.
As Eric hits the lock button.
Just saying, he's going to be popular. He's 5,500 point guard, shooting guard. What weird eligibility, but I suppose that's what it is. Is he just a 2? Why does he have... Well, he has point guard eligibility because he had 14 assists. Let's head on over to FanDuel, shall we? I can't even. He's 6,600 over there. No double-double upside, Ryan. I was making a joke. You're not paying attention. Top end of point guard. DeJounte Murray's 10-4. James Harden, 9,400. What? Look at FanDuel. Look at FanDuel making a smart decision by dropping James Harden's price with Kyrie Irving in the lineup. That's how it's supposed to work, everybody. Take notes. Karis LeVert, 9,100. I won't roster him even if he's in. Jaylen Brown, 8,900. Donovan Mitchell, 8,500. Now we're having fun. LaMelo Ball, 8,400. Now we're really, really having fun. And I don't know if he plays on a back-to-back, but 8,100 down there for De'Aaron Fox. That's still kind of interesting. But Kyrie Irving, 7,800. They are just begging you to play that guy. Coming off of his 41.6, they went back home for 2 games, and now they're going to be facing in Portland. I think Kyrie Irving on FanDuel is going to be very popular. How about you?
I don't know about very popular. I think he'll definitely have some amount of ownership with him. DeJounte Murray's priced out for me, so he makes out for a great tournament play just because me looking at that, I'd rather save $2,000 and go to LaMelo Ball, save $1,000 and go to Harden, Makes a lot more sense to me. Even Donovan Mitchell saving 1,900 off of DeJounte Murray makes it just doesn't seem necessary to pay 10-4 for that. All have similar ceilings, in my opinion. So why not take the savings? Kyrie Irving, with all those guys priced pretty favorably, it just kind of makes Kyrie Irving a fine option. He can definitely pop off, but we'll see how much this usage gets going. These guys, remember, they didn't even play that many games, all three of them together last year. I think it was maybe a dozen games. All three of them.
It's minuscule sample size, but from what we've seen, Kevin Durant kind of takes the reins in the usage department. And then James Harden kind of was succeeding a lot of ball handling duty to Kyrie in some of these spots. So it's kind of any one of them can go off at any given moment. Usually you play the cheapest one.
Yeah, and that's definitely, I think that's one way to look upon it. It's just going to be another version of Chicago for me, kind of picking your poison, but these guys all have like just raw scoring upside. But spending down a little bit, Ben McLemore yet again, $3,900. Norm Powell, health and safety protocols. If Ben McLemore plays well, I expect him to fully start at that 3 spot, I guess. And $3,900 Ben McLemore. You don't get the 3-point bonus here on FanDuel, but definitely a strong option. Oh, Cade Cunningham. Wow, 6,600. I'll be going there for sure. Yeah. The San Antonio guys and Lonnie Walker and Primo are fine spend down options. And keep an eye on Kemba Walker. We might get Kemba Walker playing tomorrow. Thibodeau said they're going to be cautious with him just to make sure he's okay. But if he plays $5,200 Kemba Walker, when Tibbs gets the word someone's playing, he playing. And they ain't no minutes monitoring, minutes restriction. He playing.
5,200, that's a really appealing tag for him over there. If not, Emmanuel quickly slid into the starting lineup. He's 5K, played 36 minutes, so that would be kind of once again, play him in that spot, whoever's going to be starting there. Davion Mitchell, 4,200. We know what to do if De'Aaron Fox is in there. And the most popular play on the slate, if De'Aaron Fox ends up ruled out on this back-to-back, would be Tyrese Halliburton at 6,800. That is a joke of a tag if De'Aaron Fox is out. I hope that news doesn't come out till forever, because I'll just backload lineups with Tyrese Halliburton, and who cares? You might get stuck with him, and you'd probably be okay sub 7K regardless, and you'll find some ways to get off of it. But as you said, Cade Cunningham, 6,600. Yeah, it's a Utah matchup, and that's terrible, but who cares at that tag? Top end, James Harden, $49 on our sponsor Yahoo. DeJounte Murray, $44. LaMelo Ball, $39. I mean, these are all guys that have upside, of course. $44 DeJounte Murray by far would be my favorite of that trio. Donovan Mitchell, 35. Darius Garland, 30. Tyrese Halliburton, same everything I said about De'Aaron Fox and Davion Mitchell on the last side on FanDuel. $29 for Tyrese Halliburton and $28 for De'Aaron Fox. I would prefer Fox in that scenario where he was playing, but I don't know if he does. Talk to me about the top end of guard and the rest of the position there at Yahoo.
You nail a lot of the good top end of the guard, but the bottom end of guard is even more juicy. And there's a guy in Kyrie Irving who's $27, but these are the guys who are $10 that I think are all in play on with guard eligibility, point guard, shooting guard. Emmanuel Quickly, IQ, $10. Bryn Forbes, $10. Wesley Matthews is $10. Josh Primo is $10. Ben McLemore is $10. These guys are all $10. These guys open up a lot of things for you throughout the list. Even if you want to spend a little bit more, I won't blame you to go to $13 Furkan Korkmaz. We've seen he has 50-point upside, which baffled me. Davion Mitchell is also $10. Dwayne Washington Jr. is $10. Man, it's just there's 10 good $10 plays there. I mean, Yahoo just took the weekend off to focus on football pricing, and clearly, I mean, they priced Patrick Taylor $15, so they were definitely focused on football pricing the last week. But spending up for guys like Kyrie Irving, 27 is definitely in play, even with his subpar minutes limit. That's really about it on Yahoo. You definitely can spend down. And it gives you the flexibility to pay up for those guys that you rattled off.
You need to put some respect on the name, because the sponsor of the NBA Slate Starter podcast, new Yahoo users, you can get one free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum. All you do is deposit $10 or more. $10 or more gets you one free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum. That sounds really fun. I would do it if I were you. I'm losing my voice and I don't know why I'm singing anyway, but I'm doing it for this read. Guys, I'm telling you, Most of you are already members at Yahoo now. I have to assume that. But if you're not, I swear to God, $10. Deposit $10, play an any paid contest. You get 1 free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum. $129 value. Doesn't get any better, any easier, any simpler than that. Plus, Yahoo, the best site you can possibly play on, lowest management fees across the entire industry. We're talking 12% or less in just about every single contest. Actually, every single contest I've ever played in on Yahoo that I am aware of, I've paid 12% or less in rake. That's outrageous to think about. 12.2% to be exact. But I'm looking at a lot of these NBA contests for tomorrow. 10 to 12% is like the going rate for it. Plus, for NFL, they have so many contests that are negative 25% rake. Or I'm sure they'll have something for the NFL playoffs and for the Super Bowl going where it's like $1 to win $100K like they had for Christmas. Me and both the NFL and the NBA, please check out Yahoo, the best site for your bankroll. Stop guessing, start winning. Join us at Awesemo Plus through this promotion, but do it because you signed up at Yahoo. I'm never going to sing on this show again. Actually, I really cannot promise that because I probably am maybe within the same show. So that would be a lie. Top end, Giannis Antetokounmpo, $12K. Kevin Durant, $10,600. Domantas Sabonis, $10,300. Jayson Tatum, $10K. Jaylen Brown, $9,200. I mean, these are all just massive, massive tags here forward. Domantas Sabonis has just been going absolutely nutties here. I mean, maybe Lance Stevenson handling the ball is just creating so many open lanes here for Domantas Sabonis because Lance Stevenson is the greatest creator in the history of the NBA. Talk to me about the top end of forward.
Jeez, you want to stroke Lance anymore? Like, come on.
I'm kidding.
Let's relax a little bit.
Maybe.
Oh, my God. Jeez. I just want to pamper Giannis. Giannis dropped another 60 burger on the Charlotte team. This team with no Drew Holiday, potentially. Drew Holiday did clear protocols, but he's been battling an ankle injury. So if Holiday returns, stay away from Giannis a little bit, but still love him. I mean, how can you not? Jayson Tatum, $10K. I prefer Tatum to Durant with Kyrie being back in the picture. Sabonis, if Brockton returns, Sabonis is not appealing, but it's Sabonis at 10-3 seems kind of priced for the ceiling in his role this year. I don't mind going to Middleton at 8-4 if there's no Drew, but this is going to open up things in the mid-tier for us to go in the forward position. Nasir Little, $5K, Norm Paul. I think the minutes are just going to be through the roof for him, barring any foul trouble against Durant and the Nets. But Tobias Harris is now 8K in a Houston matchup, cake matchup for Tobias Harris. Wouldn't shock me if he breaks the slate at a low-owned 8K price tag. It's a very easy matchup. We saw, we'll talk about Embiid, but Karl Anthony Towns put a beating on this Houston front court. Spending down a little bit, I think Harrison Barnes, 5,400, just steady. On this size of slate, you would love 40, but I don't think you need 40 from 5,400. I think you would happily take 30 or mid-30s from out of him. I think Jayson Tate, also someone at $5,200, is fine. Rob Covington, I prefer him on FanDuel and Yahoo better just because of his stocks upside. 4,900, he has 3-point shooting in him. He can definitely fire that off. What is going to happen in Utah with no Rudy Gay playing that bench role? It might be Daniel House at 3K. And I don't mind going to House at $3,000. We haven't touched on anyone at the flat 3K, like just flat yet. So if you have to need to go there, if you always want to roster a 3K guy, I think Daniel House might be your guy.
No. But I love the idea. That'd be fun. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe. I like him more than Pascal, who's probably not going to play basketball tomorrow. So, yes, Danwell House. I'm looking at Bogdanovich, Royce O'Neal, those guys. Don't play Royce O'Neal. Bogdanovich, I think, has upside. We've kind of seen that from him. Royce O'Neal, we've seen upside, but now he's 4,500. And, even that 41 that he put up the other night, 2 nights ago, 4,500, less appealing than if he was 3,500 or something of that. That's just how math works. So, Royce O'Neal, less so. But, yeah, Danwell House, 3K. I'm going to have to think about that one. I was not ready for you to, the word is not tout, because you're not touting Daniel House. You're
I'm saying if you're looking for,
you can do that.
there are people who always want to find a 3K guy in their lineup so they can spend the full 50,000.
It's kind of me. It's kind of a shot at me
Huh?
because I literally do that all the time. 3K is 3K, baby.
And there you go. You just proved my Daniel House.
Giannis Antetokounmpo 11.5 over on FanDuel. Kevin Durant 11K. Jayson Tatum 10.1. Jaylen Brown 8,900. Yada yada yada. Let's get to Lance Stevenson 6,600. Woo! Gordon Hayward is 6,800. That's also interesting. I suppose I'll take some shots there, but I have a question about Nasir Little. Why is he 5,200? Out of the middle of absolutely nowhere, his price goes down 300. What?
Yeah.
Like, they released the lineups late on FanDuel because they always do. They saw that Norman Powell got ruled out for health and safety protocols, and they dropped his price by $300 off of today's slate because that's what FanDuel does.
Yeah. Disappointing to see that for sure on a FanDuel, but that makes us definitely want to go above the field on Nasir Little, and that's not a hot take whatsoever. I think our ownership projections will definitely reflect that. It's going to change things up for sure. I mean, spending up, you can definitely, because you can find a way to get these guys in. I think Middleton at 8,300 only will like him if there's no Drew Holiday. Now, I think it will make a lot more sense to just jam in Nasir Little. He's the same price as Harrison Barnes, so I think Barnes makes an excellent pivot. Jayson Tate is $5,900. It's a little too expensive for my liking for Jayson Tate. If you want to spend a little bit more, save a little bit more, Lonnie Walker, kind of gross, but I just prefer Nasir Little outright to those guys. It's going to make this small forwards, power forwards kind of lower owned. I think Giannis definitely, if you want a stud to go to, it makes a lot of sense to go to Giannis because the next year's studs have a guy inserted in their lineup where he just takes up a usage from them. And like Kyrie Irving coming in for Harden and Durant. Tobias Harris 7,800. I like quite a bit. Kevin Porter Jr. 5,900. Love that price tag for him. Outside of that, it's kind of gross. Here.
Yeah. Top end over on Yahoo. We got Giannis Antetokounmpo, $56, $52 for Kevin Durant. You want to talk about expensive? Well, baby, because I'm a stud. I don't know why they're 56 and 52. See, I told you I was going to sing again. It was just going to happen. Baby, because I'm a stud. Jayson Tatum, $45. Sabonis Sabonis, $41. You don't know that song, do you?
No, I don't.
You are way too young. Oh, my God. That just, I got old just now in that moment. Julius Randle, $35. Chris Middleton, $33. By the way, you'll never hear that on like a greatest hits oldies radio station. You know, when I'm 75 going, wonder what's on Trick Daddy. Because I'm a thug. But I'm a stud because that's the only way that it works into the segment. Miles Bridges, $31. Tobias Harris, $29. But again, let's just go down to $17 and buy for a very low price. The 60-point upside of Lance Stevenson.
Oh my God. I can't. I might need to walk off the set.
He just did it the last two games, Ryan. He's going to do it again, Ryan.
Yeah, I can't. I'm just not going to roster this guy.
Karis LeVert's out, Malcolm Brogdon's out. What do? You jam Lance Stevenson.
Jesus, dude, on your knees for Lance on this episode of the Slate
Starter. Whoa, take that one back. Actually, don't. That was hilarious. Keep going.
I mean, I will find a way. If I get enough $10 plays, you can definitely jam in Giannis. If you're looking for a $10 play, Marvin Bagley's there. Nasir Little, $16. I prefer Little to Lance Stevenson. If you guys are looking for someone to pivot off of him, Lauri Markkanen. I prefer Lauri Markkanen to Lance Stevenson at this moment. I think there's gonna be this forward is just gross across the board. I think this makes the mid-tier options exciting, like Gordon Hayward at 24. Tobias Harris is still sub $30. I don't mind going to him. Julius Randle has power forward eligibility, $35. Has upside of 50 fantasy points, so you'll definitely have interest at that price tag. And I think just because of how gross this small forward slate is, it's not the worst idea to play. It's expensive for Bogdanovich here, but $22 for him.
Yeah. Bogdanovich. You can take a shot on that. Again, I think he's kind of my sneaky guy that I like the most for tomorrow because I have a feeling he's expensive, won't get a lot of attention, and people might pay up for Mitchell. But we'll get to the center spot because it's time to talk center. That's what we do, and Hassan Whiteside is at center. So he's still $5,200 over on DK. I'm starting all the way on the bottom end, but there's never been anything more disappointing than Hassan Whiteside's last 2 games. 30 minutes and 25 minutes for a guy who's normally over a 1.25 fantasy point per minute producer. And he's put up less than 21 fantasy points in both outings. Ryan, math tells me that positive regression is incoming, but he's 5,200. He's going to be popular even in this third go around. Do you take the bait with me and just jam him tomorrow at 5,200 on DK?
Do I jam him in tomorrow? I don't think jam him in tomorrow. No way.
He's not 3,500, but he's not going to be 75% like he was before, but he's still going to be very popular at that number.
Yeah. He's going to be very popular at that number for sure. Like, if you're looking for a guy sub 4K, it's Alex Len. Alex Len started today. We'll see if he starts tomorrow, but keep an eye on that fluid situation. Embiid is who is my probably my favorite center on the slate. I prefer going to Embiid than Giannis. Yeah, Embiid can put up a monster performance. Just look what Cat did to this Houston frontcourt today. And everything Embiid wants to one-up Cat. Just Embiid smash spot. Yes, there is blowout potential, but Embiid's going to be leading it to the blowout, in my opinion. Now, if you want to spend down a little bit, if Indiana continues to be shorthanded, Miles Turner, 6,500 is not the worst thing. Jared Allen in a Sacramento matchup. It's just everyone is back, and he's just not getting the high 30s minutes. And he's getting those low 30s minutes. He'd have to perform at a very good rate for us to get there. So just a little cautious, but keep that in mind. I'm not sure if why Yusuf Nurkic just doesn't want to get priced up, and the ball has to go through Nurkic for this Portland offense if they want to do anything. So Nurkic had 7K against the Brooklyn front court. I like that quite a bit.
He is in the middle of another terrible shooting night, 2 for 8, but he's got 4, 3, and 7, and he keeps going to the line. He's 0 for 2 from the line now. He's at the line now as we're speaking right now. 47-37. Kind of a lower scoring game than you'd expect, but let me tell you right now, the 3 people you want in that game, Robert Covington, and he's only got 2 points, but he's got a zillion stocks because that's what Robert Covington does. My boy Simons, who just keeps going nuts at low ownership, 13, 3, and 2 out of him. And Tyrese Halliburton, even alongside De'Aaron Fox, just continues 10, 4, and 1, a couple of assists here. Alex Len, 8 and 4, just get going there. 2 fouls. We'll see if he ends up getting off the floor here. Nurk made the second one and they got a board. Dude, he's just going to smash again. He's just the most criminally underpriced player on all of these slates. It's just absurd because his fantasy point per minute rate with no McCollum and no Lillard should just make him instantly priced up at these sites, and they don't do it. But whatever. DraftKings, be better. 7K Nurkic ain't it. Christian Wood, 7K as well. Why is his price coming down? I don't understand. Let's keep it moving. Did you bring up Christian Wood?
No, I didn't. I did not bring up Christian Wood.
Yeah, his price went down from today too, because why the hell not?
Yeah, Christian Wood smashed in limited play, and he was one of my highest owned players today, and I was disappointed the game wasn't a little closer. Was really wanting that double-double bonus on DK. But here we are, talk about him yet again.
I love basketball so much here. Taylon Horton-Tucker, 6 points here. He ended up being popular. He's like double-digit over on FanDuel. That's surprising to me. Hey, let's talk FanDuel. Top end, Joel Embiid, 10-9. That's your most expensive center. So incredible to get Joel Embiid on the slate without Nikola Jokic. I feel like this is the first time that's happened in like 2 weeks. Why?
You know why that happened?
Why?
They're not playing on the same day.
Domantas Sabonis, 10-3, Julius Randle, 8,800, Jared Allen, 8K, Evan Mobley, 7,700, Robert Williams, 7,600. I'm looking at Yusuf Nurkic, 7,400. You should roster him. Jakob Poeltl, 6,100. That's criminal. I don't even know what to say. Go ahead, Ryan.
You forgot to mention Bobby Portis. 6K Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis has been an absolute stud. I think Bobby Portis will continue to do well. Also, the ownership will continue to go up on Bobby Portis. But makes for an excellent power forward center option. Now, if you want to spend up to Embiid, which I think I will be doing, I want to get above the field. We'll see what the ownership comes in at. I do think a lot of people might still continue to go to Whiteside at 5,300. People might shy away after they've been burned by him, but I think it's a pretty solid play. The minutes should be there for him, and he can just have that I want to raise my 2K rating up type of game again. So it's been some time since we've seen it. Nurkic 7-4. I like that quite a bit for him. Other guys on the center spot, Evan Mobley, 7,700. So it's just so many guys are there, and now it's not as appealing as it was like last week. So he's priced appropriately. Christian Wood, 7K is a little too cheap for his upside. So I prefer Christian Wood to Evan Mobley. I think the field will as well.
I'm mad at you, Joel Embiid, $51. Jared Allen, $31 on our sponsor, Yahoo. Andre Drummond, $27. That's interesting to look at, but I suppose that's what happens when you appropriately price somebody up, when you expect for their next role to kind of be there. Oh, but the Hassan Whiteside did $17, so that's fascinating. He's going to be popular. Jakob Poeltl, 22. Bobby Portis, 25. I like those as well. But Yusuf Nurkic and Christian Wood, 27 and 27. That just looks like a lot of fun to roster those two and figure everything else out. Talk to me about center, Ryan.
Yeah, so I think Hassan Whiteside's still definitely solid option here, 17, where we can roster two. So you can definitely roster him and Embiid, no issues there. Nurkic is 27, which is pretty strong. A couple pivots off of Whiteside. It might sound gross. Mason Plumlee, he played a decent amount of minutes in that Milwaukee game. I want to say he got up to 24 before he got gashed on the head. I'm not sure, but I think Plumlee is not too bad of an option to just a pivot off Whiteside ownership. Yes, you're sacrificing projection, but what you do gain is in ownership. But Bobby Portis, 25, priced appropriately. He's the same price as Miles Turner, so I think I prefer Turner to Portis. But man, Bobby Portis has been playing at a very good level right now in terms of fantasy and just overall basketball. Alex Len, $12, did get the start today. We'll see if that rolls out and works out well for them. And then Jared Allen, $31 here. You can definitely take your chances.
Well, that does it for another edition of the NBA Slate Starter. Ryan, any final words for the people?
Yeah, we get a slate with Joel Embiid without any Nikola Jokic. So that makes Joel Embiid an exciting option as you don't have to choose between one or the other. And Eric is very unhappy as he can't roster both of them.
I'm just mad because you're mean and sarcastic. It's all right. I'm like the town whipping boy here at Awesemo.com. It's fine. The scapegoat. Got people hitting me up on Twitter being like, oh, Eric, I told you 100% of this guy. Told you to play 100% of this guy. And it never works out because you know why? You send those tweets in the second quarter. You absolute.
Oh, wow. We got Eric Tiltquist on full tilt. But most importantly, please do leave those 5-star reviews.
Yeah.
And more importantly, good luck. And hopefully you guys can start off the week right.
He's Ryan. He's not nice. I'm Eric. I'm nice all the time. We'll see you guys later.